We're starting the new week now with breakfast.
Hello, this is Breakfast with Bill Turnbull and Sean Williams.
Passenger frustration grows as the weather plays havoc with Christmas travel plans.
The British Airways boss says sorry hundreds of people have spent a second night stranded at Heathrow.
And do you still send Christmas cards? We'll be asking if they may not be that important in the digital age. We'll be talking about it later.
I've done them, I just haven't posted them. And Carol's out and about with the weather this morning. Morning, Carol.
Good morning. I'm in Brighton at the Royal Pavilion ice rink. It's not just icy here. If you're travelling this morning, there is the risk of widespread ice across much of the country. We've also got snow across the north of Scotland and particularly heavy snow at the moment across the southwest of England. I'll have more details on that and the freezing fog in about 15 minutes.
OK, Carol, thank you very much.
Well, that's sort of weather we got today. Sort of, you really want to get your skates on, don't you?
You really want to get your skates on. And Carol's out and about in Brighton for us this morning on an ice rink. Did you get on there safely OK, Carol?
Yes, thank you, Sian, but it is very icy on the roads, I must say. Now, I'm at the Pavilion ice rink here in Brighton. It's heaving already. Look at all these people, which is great. And it's cold. In fact, some parts of the country have had the coldest night on record. Castledorg in Northern Ireland, the temperature last night fell to -18, which is the lowest ever recorded there. Other parts of the country have also had low temperatures, starting off in Perthshire this morning at -18 as well in Worcestershire. Now it's busy here. If you're coming down, 200 people can get on the ice at any one time. It's open from 10 in the morning till 10:15 at night until the 16th of January, except from Christmas Day when it's closed. And it is a lot of fun. But you don't have to come to an ice rink this morning to see ice. There is widespread ice, so if you are travelling, do take extra care. The Met Office has a severe weather warning out this morning, not just for ice, but also for snow. A heavy snow across the north of Scotland and also across the southwest of England, where it's absolutely coming down at the moment. Now, on the satellite picture, you'll see the two areas of cloud introducing all this snow across the north of Scotland and also the southwest of England. Elsewhere, it's largely dry, but there's some freezing fog around this morning. So 9 o'clock in the morning across the southwest of England, we've got this snow, and it's likely to lead to disruption, and it's also blowing, so some treacherous conditions. For Wales this morning, some freezing fog patches around the Welsh Marches, the English border, for example. The rest of Wales largely dry. Some snow showers in the east of Northern Ireland and the snow showers too across the north of Scotland, at times getting into Aberdeenshire. Freezing fog likely across the central lowlands. For the north of England, the Midlands into East Anglia, we've also got some freezing fog. And then for southern counties, we're looking at a fair bit of cloud this morning and a bitter start to the day. Now, as we go through the course of the day, the snow in the southwest will move northeastwards, and as it does so, it will start to lose some of its intensity. You can still see 1 to 2, maybe 3 centimetres of snow, but not as heavy as what's in the southwest of England at the moment. It's also going to be cold. If you're in an area where the freezing fog sticks, the temperature may not get up much higher than -10, and for much of the country, it is going to be sub-zero. Southwest, though, where we'll see some rain behind the snow, that little bit milder by comparison. Tonight, we'll lose the snow showers, they'll tend to die out, then there'll be some freezing fog, but for most dry and another cold night. So a cold start to the day tomorrow once again with the freezing fog. In the south, it's going to be quite grey, a lot of cloud. There will be a wind chill tomorrow, so feeling bitter, and still some showers, some wintry showers in the north and the east of the British Isles. And it's worth mentioning because, of course, a lot of people travelling this week. At the moment, it looks like we could well see some more snow in the east as we go through this week, but there is a level of uncertainty about that, so do keep in touch with the forecast. Shannon Bill, back to you in a nice, cosy studio.
Yeah, Sean, she's got not one but 2 minders. Do you think she's...
Yes. You know, Carol, you can't go anywhere without a man in a tabard guarding you, can you?
It's brilliant, Shannon. Recommend it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I might come down there later myself. Thanks, Carol.
Thanks very much.
Let's take a look at what today's weather has in store for us. Carol is out and about. With some friends. Hello, Carol.
Good morning. Look at my friends, 2 glamorous girls and some penguins. And come on, girls, let's show Sean and Bill how these work. You just push them along a bit, and then you stop. They're great for children. Now, I've got Neve here. Neve, are you looking forward to Santa Claus coming to see you?
Yeah.
Have you asked him for anything special?
I don't know yet.
Was it a wee fit?
Nintendo Wii.
A Nintendo Wii. I only know that because she told me a minute ago. Mandy, what about you? You're looking forward to seeing Santa on
No.
Christmas morning? You're not? Have you asked him for anything?
No.
No? So you're just going to leave it up to him?
Yes.
Oh, that would be exciting. Now, can you ice skate without the penguin?
Yes.
You can. And can you ice skate without the penguin, Neve?
I'm practicing.
You're practicing. Well, let's see you in action. Off you go. Off you go. That's it. Oh, they are pretty good. I must say, these penguins are great for somebody who's not so good on their feet. We're in Brighton, in case you haven't guessed, at the Royal Pavilion ice rink. And it is fabulous. It's so busy here this morning. And I can tell you it's cold and it's icy on the roads as well. In fact, the Met Office do have a severe weather warning out for widespread ice and also for heavy snow. Snow across the north of Scotland and also really heavy snow at the moment across the southwest of England. We could have as much as 20 centimetres in some parts of the southwest. That is about 8 inches. Now on the satellite you can see the areas where the snow is, and at 9 o'clock in the southwest we still will have that snow. It's still likely to be disruptive and it's going to be blowing, so some treacherous conditions. Freezing fog close to the Welsh Marches and the English border, but the rest of Wales largely dry. And for Northern Ireland, we're starting to see the snow showers in the east die out now, and it's going to be mostly dry. Still some snow showers across the north of Scotland, some of them at times getting into Aberdeenshire. Some freezing fog across the central lowlands, and freezing fog could also present a problem this morning across the north of England, in through the Midlands and East Anglia. The south of England, largely cloudy, and we're starting to see just the odd flake of snow here now in Brighton. Now, through the course of the day, what you'll find is the snow in the southwest of England will move a little bit further northeastwards. And as it does so, it will start to lose some of its intensity. Now, having said that, we can still see between 1 and 3 centimetres, so that's just over an inch in some places as it continues to move towards the home counties and the London area. For the rest of us, if you're stuck under the freezing fog, it's going to be bitter. -10 is quite possible throughout the day, but for many of us, temperatures will remain sub-zero. Tonight, the snow showers will tend to die away. Bitterly cold night like the one just gone, and we'll also have some freezing fog. And freezing fog will be with us again through the course of tomorrow. And tomorrow, quite a dull and grey day, especially in southern areas. There'll be some sunshine in other parts of the country, but it will still be bitterly cold. Still a wind chill as well, with some further snow showers in the north and the east of the British Isles. But it's worth mentioning that as we go through this week, there is the risk of more persistent snow in eastern areas, but having said that, there's still a wee bit of uncertainty about that, so if you're travelling, do keep in touch with the forecast. Me and my penguin are off to find my friends. See you later.
I just want to watch her for a bit longer, actually.
Well, she's supposed to be good. She's supposed to be good at skating malarkey.
Yes,
now,
she is. Didn't she do it about 4 Christmases ago, wasn't it? With Chris Hollins, that's right, on New Year's Eve.
And Carol's out and about with the weather this morning.
Good morning. I'm at the Royal Pavilion in Brighton this morning. It is freezing. I'm on the ice rink, but the roads are really quite treacherous as well. Widespread ice across many parts of the British Isles. The Met Office also has a severe weather warning out for snow. Snow across the north of Scotland, and at the moment it's particularly heavy across the southwest of England. There's also freezing fog, but I'll have more on all of that and more from the ice rink generally in about 15 minutes.
Thanks,
Thank
Carol.
you very much, Carol. And that...
Carol's out on the ice rink in Brighton. She's got a friend.
Morning, Carol.
And I love this job. Good morning. I'm joined by Joe Galway this morning here in Brighton at the Ice Pavilion, the Pavilion rink here. And I must say, it's snowing already. It's lovely, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah, it's lovely. It adds a real atmosphere to the whole place when it snows, brings a real winter feeling to the place.
Now, you're a professional skater. You've done loads of awards. How many years have you been skating?
Around 11 years now. Takes a long time to get to a good level and keep maintaining your skating level, and there's lots to further yourself with.
So can you give us some tips as to how to be a good skater, really for beginners?
Yeah, sure. There's a couple of tips that we can give to beginners that really can help them gain some confidence. The first one is to keep a nice bent knee posture and just keep the weight slightly forward with a nice turned out feet as well. One of the best tips is just to try not to hold onto the sides too much. It sort of puts your balance off a bit. As soon as you feel confident, just release your hands from the side and just try and skate for yourself with a nice bent knees.
Now, what about if you fall over? I find it impossible to get up.
It is hard. I mean, It's a sign that you're really trying if you fall over. If you fall over, you just want to raise your knees slowly. You want to get onto your knees first, raise one knee each, and just try and get up. These guys in the fluorescent jackets are here to help. We're always here to help you when you need to stand up.
Great, thank you, Joe. Thank you for coming down so early. We'll see more from you later on this morning, but it is snowing quite hard here now.
Hard now, yeah.
Yes, and in fact the Met Office do have severe weather warnings out this morning for ice and also for snow. Snow across the north of Scotland and especially heavy at the moment across the southwest of England. Now, there's a lot of cloud associated with that band of snow, or those bands of snow, and through the course of the morning in the southwest, what you'll find is that the snow is going to continue to move that bit further northeastwards, but as it does so, it will start to lose some of its intensity. So 9 o'clock this morning, we still have the snow across the southwest of England. It's going to be blowing as well. For the Welsh marches towards the English border, it's freezing fog that's the problem this morning. For the rest of Wales, largely dry. And the snow showers across the east of Northern Ireland now starting to die out. So Northern Ireland drying out as well. Snow showers, though, will persist across the north of Scotland. Some of them getting into the Aberdeenshire area as we go through the day, with freezing fog across the central lowlands. And freezing fog could also be a problem for the north of England, the Midlands and East Anglia. Then as we come into the south, we're under this veil of cloud, and indeed the snow showers that you can see here in Brighton. Now, through the morning, the snow will continue to move northeastwards, weakening as it does so, but having said that, we could still see between 1 to 3 centimetres of snow, so that's over an inch, but it's nothing compared to the up to 20 centimetres, which is roughly about 8 inches that we're likely to have in parts of the southwest. And if you're stuck under the freezing fog today, well, temperatures won't get up much higher than -10, but generally we're looking at temperatures sub-zero across the board. Now, through the course of this evening and overnight, the snow showers will tend to die out, freezing fog will reform, and it's going to be a bitterly cold night, rather like the one that we just have had. And tomorrow, for southern areas of the country, it's going to be cold, it's going to be cloudy and grey. Elsewhere, brighter, even with some sunshine, but still some snow showers persisting in the north and the east of the British Isles, but hopefully nothing too significant. Now, as we head through the week, it looks like we could see some more snow, some disruptive snow possibly across the eastern areas, but there's a little bit of uncertainty about that. So if you are travelling, do keep in touch with the forecast. From a snowy, beautiful Brighton, back to Shannon Bill in the studio.
Carol, thanks very much. Coming up to 10 to 8, here is the weather, and Carol is out on the ice. Hello, Carol.
Good morning. Yes, indeed, it's beautiful here this morning. I'm at the Royal Pavilion Ice Rink in Brighton, and you can see the Royal Pavilion just there on my left. It's a magnificent building built in 1787 and enhanced by all the Christmas feel here with the lights, the ice and of course the snow. Now, talking of snow, the Met Office has some severe weather warnings out this morning for ice, widespread ice, but also snow. Snow across the north of Scotland and particularly heavy snow at the moment across the southwest of England. Up to 20 centimetres, that's 8 inches in East Devon and Somerset, and that's moving in the direction of Hampshire. So if you are travelling, do take extra care. Now, in the southwest at 9 o'clock this morning, not only have we got the snow, but it's going to be blowing, so some treacherous conditions. As we move into the south of Wales, close to the Welsh marches, the English border, we've got freezing fog, but the rest of Wales is largely dry. And the snow showers continuing to fizzle out across the east of Northern Ireland, leaving much of Northern Ireland dry this morning. But for the north of Scotland, we still have the snow showers, some of them getting into Aberdeenshire, and also some freezing fog across the central lowlands. Freezing fog could well present you a problem this morning too across the north of England, the Midlands and also East Anglia. But generally in the south, it's dry. In the southeast this is, but fairly cloudy. Now then, through the course of the rest of the morning, the snow in the southwest of England will continue to drift northeastwards, but it's not going to be as heavy as we currently have. Having said that though, we still will see a few centimetres, maybe 3 centimetres, which is still in excess of an inch. Elsewhere, some of the freezing fog will linger. If that happens, temperatures may not get higher than -10 in some places, but generally across the board, it's sub-zero. But note, in the southwest, the temperatures rise a bit as we see a return to rain. Tonight, well, we'll lose the snow showers. They'll tend to die out. There'll be a fair bit of cloud around, also some freezing fog patches and another bitterly cold start to the day tomorrow. And rather like today, some of the freezing fog may well linger. And tomorrow what we'll have are some snow showers across the north and parts of the east. A lot of cloud in the south, so grey. And with the wind, it will feel once again bitter. And it's worth mentioning if you're travelling this week, do keep an eye on the weather forecast, because in the east, we could well see some more disruptive snow, but there is a little bit of uncertainty about that at the moment. So the main message this morning, if you're travelling, especially in the southwest, do take it easy. And Shannon, Bill, that's it. Back to you.
All right, Carol, thanks very much.
Also, Carol is out and about with the weather. How's it looking, Carol?
It's snowing here in Brighton at the moment, Sean. We're at the Royal Pavilion ice rink, but the snow is nothing like in some other parts of the country. Some very heavy snow across the southwest of England, East Devon and Somerset, up to 20 centimetres. That is 8 inches, and it's blowing around. Also got snow in the north of Scotland and freezing fog in between. We'll have more details on all of that in about 15 minutes.
Carol, thanks very much.
I'll see you later. Good morning. Let's get a look. Let's hope.
Hope she's yes.
No
Carol,
danger for
watch
Carol
out for
this
yours.
morning. Yes, morning.
Good morning. I'm in Brighton this morning at the Royal Pavilion ice rink, and we've had some snow here. It's been a fabulous start to the morning, but I can tell you it's bitter. You don't need to come onto the ice rink for ice this morning. Now, we've had loads of ice skaters around. In fact, Joe Galway is zooming around me somewhere. Joe, thank you very much for coming down so early. Now, you clearly are a professional, but I'm glad to see you've taken on board some of the tips I gave you earlier on. How long have you been skating?
Well, 11 years now, so since I was about 7 years old.
And has it taken you that length of time to become as proficient as you are?
Well, it took a good sort of 6 or 7 years to get to a good level and, you know, understand all the disciplines and everything. But in general, I say about 10 years to really ace the sport.
Now, just quickly, earlier we spoke about tips for going forward. If you wanted to go backwards, what's the best way of doing it without falling or doing splits?
If you want to go backwards, it's a really good skill to get, you know, just to start after you've nailed the sort of forward skating. And what you want to do is just make a nice sort of reverse V shape with your feet and just push your feet out to the side, making semicircles with each leg.
Oh, yes.
Just trying to make your feet into a V at the end, just like that.
My goodness, I can't do that without doing the splits.
Yeah, that can happen sometimes, but yeah, just sort of, they call it the melon, just sort of try and make melon shapes with your feet and just try and wiggle your hips and just get going around the ice ring, really.
It sounds like fun, but I guess practice makes perfect. Joe, thank you so much for coming down this morning for all your ice skating. You're brilliant.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Thanks. This morning, it is a cold start to the day. The Met Office warning of widespread ice, but the Met Office also warning of some snow. Now, heavy snow across the north of Scotland, but heavier snow across the southwest of England, especially so across East Devon and into Somerset. And that's going to be travelling towards Hampshire as we go through the morning, up to 20 centimetres. That's up to 8 inches. And this morning, it's going to be blowing around as well, so some treacherous conditions. There's freezing fog this morning also across the southeast of Wales. The rest of Wales is largely dry and drying up all the time across Northern Ireland after the earlier snow showers here. We continue with snow showers too across the north of Scotland, some of them getting into Aberdeenshire at times, and freezing fog across the central lowlands. Now, you could well run into freezing fog patches across the north of England, also into the Midlands and East Anglia, but the southeast generally cloudy at this stage and dry. Now, through the day, the snow that's in the southwest of England will continue to push northeastwards. As it does so, it will start to lose some of its intensity. In fact, we'll be looking at roughly 1 to 3 centimetres of snow in this band, which is in excess of an inch. For the rest of us, if you've got freezing fog, it could well stick. And if that happens, temperatures won't get up much higher than -10. And generally across the board, we're looking at sub-zero. But there'll be rain later on in the southwest, so temperatures recovering a little bit here. Through this evening into overnight, what you'll find is the snow showers will tend to fizzle out. We'll also have freezing fog tonight, and it's going to be bitter like it was last night. So that's how we start off on Tuesday, a bitterly cold start to the day, with some freezing fog. Rather light today, it will be slow to clear in places. It's going to be cloudy in the south of the country as well, so quite a grey, raw feel to the day. Elsewhere, there'll be some sunshine, still some snow flurries across the north and the east of the country. And again, the wind chill will make it feel bitter. And worth mentioning, if you're travelling this week, something the Met Office is keeping a very close eye on is the risk of more snow in the east, but there's a wee bit of uncertainty about that at the moment. That's it, I'm off to practice going backwards. Back to you two.
All right, Carol, thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Let's take a look at what the weather's has got into fishing. Let's have a look at what the weather has in store for us. Well, Carol's going to deliver it, and she's on a skate.
Is she? Where
Good
is
morning,
she?
Carol.
Good morning. Yes, we're here in Brighton this morning at the Royal Pavilion ice rink, and I tell you what, this is the only way to travel. I love my job. These marshals have been fabulous this morning. We've got Joe, Andy, Chris and Simon. Thank you so much for looking after us so well, boys.
No problem.
Now, this morning, we've had a lot of ice around, not just in the ice rink, but generally. And the Met Office are warning of ice, so if you're travelling, do take extra care, but even more so, we've got snow. Snow across the north of Scotland and some very heavy snow across the southwest of England, especially East Devon, Somerset and into Dorset. You can see it in the satellite picture. We could have up to 20 centimetres. That's up to 8 inches. Now, this morning, it's also going to be blowing around in the southwest. There's ice as well, so treacherous. Now, for Wales, it's freezing fog that's the problem, especially around the Welsh marches close to the English border, but the rest of Wales is largely dry. In fact, after the earlier snow showers in Northern Ireland, here too it's largely dry this morning. But for Scotland, still snow showers in the north, some of them getting into Aberdeenshire as we go through the day. The central lowlands still seeing some freezing fog, and in fact freezing fog across parts of the north of England, in through the Midlands and also East Anglia. Far southeast seeing a fair bit of cloud, although we did have some snow grains here earlier on. Now, through the morning, the snow that is in the southwest will move northeastwards. It's not going to be as disruptive as it is at the moment across the southwest as it moves towards the London area and the home counties, for example, but you certainly still will notice it. Elsewhere, where we've got the freezing fog, it could well stick for much of the day. If that happens, that will really hold down temperatures. Maybe not even getting higher than -10 in some parts, but temperatures generally sub-zero. But you'll notice in the southwest they climb a little bit as rain starts to arrive. Now, through the evening and overnight, eventually the snow showers fizzle out. There will still be some cloud in the south, and another bitterly cold night, just like the one gone, again, sub-zero. And for tomorrow, we start off with those sub-zero temperatures, some freezing fog patches which will linger and hold the temperature down yet again. In the south of the country, it's going to be cloudy and grey and feeling quite raw, and there'll be some snow showers across the north and parts of the east as well. But the wind chill will really make it feel colder than the air temperatures are suggesting. And worth mentioning if you're travelling, at the moment there's a bit of uncertainty about it, but it looks like we could see some more snow coming into the east this week. That's it. We've had a fabulous time here in Brighton this morning. Back to you two.
You certainly have had a fabulous time from your escorts. We could see there, eh?
The men in the high visibility tabards.
Gliding around and four young men on her arms.
Yeah. Okay, off you go now. Triple Sukuhara and a double backflip.
Oh
dear, not like that.
Where are my escorts? Help, help!
Thanks, Carol.
Like escorts, I like it.